Hello everyone, my name is Dagny Pritchett. I am 17 years old and I am from Cottonwood, Arizona. I went into this program with the goal to learn as much as possible. I would like to go into veterinary medicine, specializing in exotics and livestock, primarily with an emphasis on equines. The first exciting thing we did was we got to watch citrus detection dogs work in the fields. This was a test bait, so it contained some live parasites that would be damaging to the citrus trees. Both dogs were extremely successful. They found it on the first try. Something I was not very good at was driving the robots or working with the drone. A new and unexpected experience for me would be the entomology lesson with Jason. I was unsure about it at first, but I found it truly fascinating by the end. We went out after dark and collected some bug samples and we pinned them. We even caught a black widow. The veterinarian day was a very cool experience. Two of our peers got to try on some biosecure suits the USDA veterinarians use to conduct farm visits. We also got to dissect some pig fetus. I was unsure how I would react to dissecting the pig fetus, but I was pleasantly surprised at how effective and clean my work was. We also learned how to do a running and broken suture stitch. Suturing was a lot harder than it looked, but by the end I would say I had about a 75% accuracy rate. Something different that we did was we got to go to the ostrich farm just outside of Tucson. They had a very unique setup and a large variety of animals. A really exciting thing we got to do was we got a behind-the-scenes tour of Reed Park Zoo, and they had African painted wild dogs, which are my absolute favorites to see at the zoo. I got to watch them play, run around. We got to learn about their care. We got to see how the animals are fed, their veterinarian setup. It was an extremely cool experience. We also got to feed Penny the giraffe. She has her baby with her. However, her baby is not allowed to eat the food, so he was very, very upset that he could not have what she was having. Our trip to Nogales to the Mexican cattle run was probably one of the coolest things I've ever experienced. I love listening to Dr. Riley explain how they check the cattle before they come over the border and how they effectively run them through and sort them. I had never thought about a veterinarian career with livestock in the USDA, but Dr. Riley explained to me how she started in a private practice, got bored and burned out, and switched to this. So it is something that is an option out there for me, and I will definitely consider it as I love working with livestock such as horses and cattle, which are the two things that they bring in through the border in Nogales. While we were going through a walk in Wetlands Park in Tucson, we stumbled across this little young diamondback rattlesnake. I have never seen a rattlesnake in the wild whilst living in Arizona, and I was overjoyed to finally be able to see one. I am a reptile enthusiast. I used to work in snake education, so it was such a fun experience to be able to watch one. She was very curious, got very close to us. She did not rattle. She did flare up a little bit, but that was to be expected. She was just letting us know that she was there and she did not want us in her bubble. I absolutely loved touring the equine and veterinary school farm facility. As I stated in my introduction, I am heavily involved in the equine world and would love to specialize as an equine vet. Seeing all the ponies made me miss working with the horses at home. All the staff were very well informed and willing to discuss horses with me, which is always a bonus. I learned some new things about cattle health as well, such as what free martins are. Being able to learn and explore the models was so cool. They have several different teaching models that are one of a kind. I really enjoyed learning so many different things pertaining to agriculture and agricultural connections. It has definitely solidified my decision to go into veterinary medicine. I will cherish the memories and friendships I have made, and I will use the information I have absorbed to better my agricultural career. Thank you to all the guest speakers and instructors. I so appreciate you. I am sorry that I was unable to include everybody's lessons and lectures in my video, but I did have a time limit. Thank you so much for your time and your patience in answering all of my questions. I would especially like to highlight the following people. Thank you, Dr. Riley, for answering my gazillion questions about the Mexican cattle run and the cattle herds that were contained. I so appreciate it, and I would love to learn from you one day. Thank you, Professor Beleshka, for your time and patience in our food safety and our time in Yuma. Thank you, Dr. Davis Foster, for teaching our veterinary labs day. Thank you, Gloria, for being so considerate and kind. Thank you, Destin, for putting everything together, and thank you, Jason, for teaching me about entomology. I never would have thought I would have enjoyed it so much. Thank you, Tristania, for being such an amazing roommate and putting up with me 24/7. Thank you, Kieran, for being my mentor. Thank you, Buck and Jessica, for keeping everything running smoothly and keeping us on time and well organized. Thank you, Leo, for driving us everywhere. Thank you, Jerry, for being such an optimistic and kind person. Thank you to the equine team for answering all of my many questions and talking horses and cattle with me. I so appreciate it. And lastly, but most certainly not least, thank you, Ag Discovery, and everyone involved in putting it on. I so appreciate the experience. I learned so much. I hope everyone takes away something from this program and has a safe trip home. Thank you so much.